They will say that I have shed innocent blood.
To them, you're just a freak.
Half vampire, half lichen. Stronger than both.
Yo, what's good, people? I am Kratos, and I'm checking in with my first gear set build in a long time. And this hybrid DPS build, while not the hardest hitting build with the highest stats, it's super fun to use and it comes with a unique way of survivability. This build can cause some serious damage to your targets both by using your weapons and the bleed status effects. And as always, if you like what you see, please take the time and hit that sub button, and don't forget to push the bell icon to receive all notifications from my YouTube channel. This build idea was spawned while I was working on two separate builds trying to replicate in full the potential of Ridgeways' exotic chest piece and to maximize the armor regen received while using clutch. Having seen the trailer for the upcoming MORBIUS movie, and then it dawned upon me. Vampires. They take your blood to sustain themselves, and what better than to bleed out your targets, destroy their armor, and strengthen your own in the same process. The build is centered around the 4-piece ongoing Directive gear set, along with the exotic chest piece, the Ridgewayspride, and the named Devil's Due backpack, while using the Demolitionist specialization. With this build, we are going for weapon damage, status effects damage, extra damage to targets under a status effect, and amplified damage. While in the process of doing so, we are receiving armor back for survivability. Sounds too good to be true, huh? I know, right? And you know what the best part of it is? The only thing you need to do is pull the trigger. No skills are needed, nothing. You're to do what this game was created and made for: shooting. So let's begin, and let's start to take a good look on the weapons of destruction. The 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐿 MPX is the primary weapon of choice, with the talent Sadist granting you a 20% damage buff to bleeding enemies. While using crit damage on the optics, we are utilizing the laser link pointer from the Demolitionist that grants us 7% crit hit chance on the underbarrel and another 5% crit hit chance on the muzzle. The secondary is the named SMG, the Grudge, with the talent Perfect Vindictive. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and your allies within 20 meters plus 18% crit hit chance and plus 18% crit hit damage for 20 seconds. For our sidearm, we are using the named pistol, the Card, with the talent Finisher. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of a kill grants 30% crit hit chance and 30% crit hit damage. This pistol also grants us +1 skill tier while equipped. As mentioned earlier, we are using a 4-piece ongoing Directive, and the 2-piece gives us the gear set bonus of 15% status effect. The 3-piece set bonus is 20% reload speed, and the 4-piece bonus is rules of engagement. Killing a status affected enemy grants hollow point ammo for your active weapon. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage by 20% and applies bleed on hit. No range requirements are needed. So what this does is that it overrules the requirement from Ridgeways that bleed needs to be applied within 15 meters. Attribute-wise, you want armor and crit damage on all the 4 pieces of the ongoing Directive gear set, which include the mask, the holster, knee pads, and the gloves. Moving on to the 2 main pieces of the build, starting with Ridgewayspride, the exotic chest. The talent Bleeding Edge states that shooting an enemy within 15 meters applies bleed to the target, and that you can repair 3 to 48% of your armor per second for every enemy that is bleeding within 15 meters. Remember that we use Sadist on our primary SMG, granting us 20% extra damage to bleeding enemies. Here comes the kicker. When killing a status affected target, that active weapon gets hollow points ammo that comes with another 20% amplified damage that also apply bleed on hit. This means that you, when having hollow points ammo, you can apply bleed to targets further away and not needing to be within 15 meters. Keep in mind that there are more status effects in the game and not just bleed. The 𝐥𝐤𝐤 named backpack Devil's Due offers us the talent's perfect clutch. The first part of the talent states, when below 20% armor, critical hits repair 2.5% missing armor. But the second part of the talent states, kills allow you to repair up to 100% armor for 4 to 10 seconds based on your number of red offensive core attributes. Now, in case you didn't know, the talent said kills. This applies not only players, but also skills. In other words, you can use your jammer, hit a pulse that destroys a drone, hive, seek a mine, decoy, or whatever, and proc clutch, before engaging, giving you the option to regain all your armor after winning a 1v1 gunfight. And trust me people, when you have 20% sadist combined with 20% amplified damage from hollow points, you're gonna win a lot of 1v1s. This build is based on one thing and one thing only. Keep shooting. As long as you shoot, you will have your damage. As long as you shoot, you will have your survivability. And if they happen to break your armor, well, the Demolitionist specialization has crisis respawns, and that will refill all of your main weapons, so when you face tanking in 1v1, you will win and clutch will boost you. I use the jammer as my first skill to proc clutch, destroy my enemy's skills, and also applying a status effect. The use of the bleeder hive, I guess, is self-explanatory. It applies bleed, and it also helps with the armor regen. On both SMGs, starting with the sadist, you are at 59% crit hit chance and 158% crit hit damage. Remember that using our secondary, the Grudge, with the perfect vindictive, it adds another 18%, giving us a total of 174% crit hit damage, and we are at the 60% crit hit chance cap. Now, if you want to be a real nuisance, you can proc Finisher as well, giving you another 30, pushing you way above the 200% crit hit damage mark. Combining that with Sadist and the Hollow Points ammo, well, do the math. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the build and have the pieces to make it. It's a real fun build to use. See you in my next video.